In October 2020, Stripe, a company valued at $100 billion, made its largest acquisition by acquiring Paystack, a Nigerian payment processor. A month after that, Nigeria's mobile application bank, Kuda Bank, raised the highest seed amount in African tech startup history, which means it raised the most money ever in a tech company's first attempt at raising capital from external parties. And in March 2021, Flutterwave became one of the only African tech startups valued at over $1 billion. These companies are all called fintech startups, and together they have received over $380 million in investments over barely 5 months, which is 77% of what all tech startups received over an entire year in 2019. But what is fintech, and why are Nigerian fintech companies attracting record-breaking investments? Fintech refers to technology designed to solve problems that traditional banking products and financial services typically cannot. And the simple reason why these companies are attracting large investments is the growth they've been experiencing and the potential for more. 54% of Nigerians increased their usage of fintech products in just 6 months during 2020. And 86% of new fintech users say this is because fintechs provide better access, convenience, and more value. Although the pandemic played a part in increasing contactless banking through fintech products, the Nigerian public has been expecting banking and financial services to be less bureaucratic and more convenient for a very long time.
I had a friend who needed to go through a procedure in the hospital, was rushed to a hospital, and I needed to, get to the bank, take out money to pay for this to be done, and I couldn't get access to my money, the money I had in the bank. Like I wasn't asking for a loan. I put this money there, but he said I can't take it out. So those are like crazy challenges that we've had in the past. But with the new fintech products that are all over the place today, I mean, there are a lot of problems that have been solved. So talk about things like reducing the queues at ATM, right? So most of the times you realize that most of the problems you don't really need to go to a bank physically. You just need to do something very simple. Sometimes I go a month without cash, right? Because I can walk into a grocery store and pay for my grocery. I can move around with an Uber. I can buy fuel without having to go to the bank to withdraw money and all of that. So I think it's solving a huge problem. One, is saving us a lot of time, right? It's giving us time back on our hands.
Fintechs have been rising to the occasion with accessible and convenient solutions because mobile devices are everywhere when banks and ATMs aren't. More Nigerians have access to a smartphone than they do to a bank account or office. The widespread access to mobile devices has led to mobile apps transforming how Nigerians bank. Fintechs have taken it further than accessing an existing bank account through an app, by enabling people to send each other money and access loans with just a smartphone, a phone number, and internet or network coverage. Before this, Nigerians needed a bank account that took a long time to open, and it could only be accessed at an ATM or through a bank office.
More talent in tech, right, will benefit everyone one way or the other. Even if a lot of people say that, maybe it's going to create even more competition, but I think competition breeds innovation, right? So the more we have people trying to create better products, the more innovation comes to us. But I think that just generally talking about the startup space, the entrepreneurship space in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, I feel that most, for somewhere like US, you have a lot of companies that have been built, startups, unicorns, and I think that this is the time that Africa is getting rebuilt or built, depending on how you look at it, using technology. Nobody would have the unique insights to solving African problems like Africans themselves, right? So what I'd say is, I think that this is the time that we should all come together and build, what we want to be our own version of of Africa, of how Africa operates, especially using technology. And it's so good that technology comes at almost no cost.
Transactions without a bank or bank account haven't been driven solely by fintech innovations, but government regulations have been changing to allow fintechs to build these solutions. For example, it is the Central Bank of Nigeria that made it legally possible for people to open digital accounts using registered phone numbers. Many Nigerians remain unbanked. Currently, fintech usage is driven by the middle class and above, or the small portion of Nigerians with access to both a smartphone and the internet or network coverage. There are still more middle class and affluent users to be acquired by fintech apps, but the real and more impactful growth is expected to come as fintechs reach the unbanked population faster than traditional institutions will. Hi, thanks for watching. We have more African news stories for you, and a brand new one each week. Subscribe if you like learning and thinking about Africa.